Yo, what's good, YouTube? Welcome back to the Shooter Straight Podcast. It's your co-host, Zach.
And I'm Blue.
Welcome back to episode 15. First and foremost, appreciate all the support we've been getting on Instagram, TikTok, all the reels and everything like that. We've been growing every single post, every single pod, every single time we do something new. We're just getting consistent growth, so we just appreciate everyone. And we want to welcome all the new fans coming in from the Instagram and the reels and all of that, because welcome to the channel and all that. And we appreciate y'all coming through. And we got a lot of big things coming soon. And with all that being said, Blue,
I just wanted to also say that we appreciate everything. We appreciate the feedback, all the comments, and we appreciate the new fans that are coming in, the continued growth.
Exactly.
And that I was gonna say that we got some things coming soon, and we should have some interviews lined up in the future.
Exactly. So stay tuned for those and subscribe if you haven't already, because we got some big things coming soon that y'all don't want to miss. Some exclusive interviews and stuff like that. Some big things. We're not going to confirm nothing yet, but maybe even coming next on the channel, we got some big stuff coming. So just subscribe if you haven't already. We appreciate it. We're really close to 200 subscribers, so hopefully we get there real soon.
And one of our first videos on YouTube just did 1,000 views. So
appreciate all the support. Exactly. But with all that being said, you ready to get straight into these topics? Shoot it straight into them?
Yeah, let's shoot it straight.
Exactly. So we got the NBA. We got the biggest news, and it looks like the saga has finally concluded. We've talked about it all throughout the summer, and it looks like right as summer ends, this saga has come to a close. We've talked about it. Kevin Durant officially has come to an agreement to stay in Brooklyn after meeting with the GM and Steve Nash. Reportedly, they've come to an agreement, and KD will stay this season. So, Blue, I ask you, what are your initial thoughts on this move?
I never thought this was going to happen. I thought KD was going to leave. I thought him and the ownership were never going to come to an agreement because they were so bitter towards each other. And KD just seemed like he really, really wanted to leave. And honestly, I feel like this is going to be detrimental to his career.
Really? You think?
Of course. And I feel like if he were to go to a different team, he could prove himself and potentially help others. Like if he would have went to the Trailblazers, maybe got Dame a championship.
Yeah,
that could have been a really, 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 really great thing for his career.
Instead, you thinking
people who would have been talking about that from 10 years from now, KD helping Dame get his only championship, and now we're gonna see Kevin Durant losing again in Brooklyn, and it's gonna be a crap show.
So you think that Kevin Durant should have left?
Hell yeah.
To anywhere else?
Anywhere else. I don't care if it was the Timberwolves, Minnesota.
I'm not gonna lie. I think that this was an inevitable move. I think we've said it before. It was just looking more and more unlikely by the day that Kevin Durant was going to stay or was going to leave Brooklyn. The demands were too crazy on Brooklyn's behalf, and KD, he was going silent. He wasn't really pushing for it. It was kind of a weird thing going on. I don't know what was really going on.
That's another thing I was going to mention, that he was just like the team, Brooklyn, was just demanding way too much crazy demands, like crazy trades.
Exactly. And that's part of the reason why I was saying, and I think I said this on a previous podcast, that it was just looking more and more unlikely that he was going to leave, because these demands were too crazy and they weren't letting up, and they were asking for Anthony Edwards, Karl Anthony Towns, and first-round picks, and just crazy stuff like that. No one's paying that price. So I think it was an inevitable move that he was going to stay in Brooklyn. So I'm not really surprised by this. However, I think for his career, he should have left.
Exactly.
I don't think he's going to win a championship with Kyrie and Ben Simmons around him.
He definitely will not.
I think the East is too loaded. I think that realistically, is KD and this Brooklyn team, are they beating the Warriors next year?
Hell no. They don't have a shot.
Are they beating Phoenix next year? If, let's say, they got to the finals.
They're not even getting – I'm saying they might not even get to the first round of the playoffs.
With KD, Ben Simmons, and Kyrie, they're not going to get through the first round of the playoffs, you think?
They're not going to get through the first round of the playoffs.
Wow. So – obviously, I wanted to get into this question that do you trust Ben Simmons, to perform this season? Obviously, Stephen A. Smith recently on ESPN said that he talked to Ben Simmons when he saw him, and he said Ben Simmons is reportedly locked in, and he said that he's going to go crazy this year. You know what I mean?
Well, if he doesn't go crazy this year, it's over for Ben Simmons.
It's over for him?
It's over.
His career.
Definitely. He hasn't been able to perform these past couple of years. And if he's claiming that he's locked in and he doesn't perform well, he's capped. And he's just, it's over for him.
I'm not going to lie. I don't trust Ben Simmons at all.
I think he's got a shot because I believe, like, mostly really anybody has a shot. Yeah. I believe in my heart if they really, truly dedicate themselves and lock in because he's
talented.
Exactly. He's at the NBA caliber, so he has a chance, but it's very slim.
At the end of the day, I do not trust Ben Simmons. He has been there in the NBA for how long? Everyone has wanted him to succeed. They've built things around him. They put Joel Embiid around him in Philadelphia. The biggest problem with Ben Simmons since he got drafted is that he has no jump shot, and he has not worked on it. And if he has worked on it, he hasn't had no improvement. And if you've really been working on something for this long, you would have had some kind of improvement. And ultimately, that's what's going to hold Ben Simmons back. It's going to continue to hold him back, and that's why this Brooklyn Nets team is going to go nowhere.
They're
not winning a championship.
I think he has something else to add to his game.
What else is he adding to his game besides the jump shot?
Maybe some defense.
He already has. He's one of the best defensive players in the league.
But can he be the best?
He probably could be.
Will that be enough?
I mean, it'd help him play a good role on this team, but realistically, I mean, I know you have KD and you have Kyrie, so how much extra offense do you need? But you have to be able to spread the floor and do things on the basketball court besides just be a body out there on defense.
Maybe he makes a shot here and there.
He's not making a shot here or there. Was he making a shot here or there for Philadelphia when they needed it?
Hell no.
Exactly. So how can you trust this man? He's over here too busy playing Warzone and shit like that. You don't trust him. And realistically, I'm not trusting this Nets team to win a championship with these guys there. KD, let's be real, unreliable at sometimes. Kyrie, you don't know where he's going to be at any given moment. And Ben Simmons, he just can't perform most of the time. So this Nets team is just a recipe for disaster. And I'm surprised that Steve Nash and the GM they want to run it back because I think that they have to accept that this isn't going to win. Let's be real. This team is not competing with the Warriors. You know what I mean?
Like I said, they might not even get through the first round of the playoffs.
Exactly. They needed to get a fresh start and do something different.
Exactly.
And this was their chance to do so.
And they didn't.
And now, like, this big three, it's just not going to work. And if you thought Russell Westbrook, AD, and LeBron was a failure, wait till you see KD, Kyrie, and Ben Simmons because that's just going to flop.
All right, so you ready to get in the next topic?
I'm ready.
So we got Shaq and Kenny the Jet Smith agreeing that Steph Curry is the best player in the world right now at this very moment. I don't know. Personally, man, I think they're just talking. Like, they're just talking out. Like, they're just talking crap.
I disagree with Shaq and Kenny the Jet Smith.
That's what I'm saying. Like, they're just talking, man. I don't.
Giannis is the best player in the world right now. There's no doubt in my mind. Steph Curry, he's up there. He's a great player. He just led the Warriors to the championship. However, Giannis, he's an unstoppable force. Let's be real. Curry, at some moments in the finals against Boston, there was times where he wasn't playing that good. There was a few games in that series where he kind of got bailed out. You know, and I think ultimately, it was Game 3, I think, where Curry had a bad shooting night, and the Warriors were still able to get the win. You know, they were able to win despite of Curry. You know, in spite of him, his bad performance. So let's be real, Giannis, there's no stopping him. You can't. You know what I mean? He's just day in day out. You know what you're getting. He's an unstoppable force. Curry, he's great, but he's always needed a little bit of help. Giannis, I mean, that 2021 championship was it was more impressive than this most recent Warriors championship. I don't agree that Steph is the best player in the world. Is he up there? Yes. But in my opinion, is Giannis.
And I definitely got Luka.
You got Luka?
I definitely got Luka.
He's the best player in the world over Curry right now.
Most definitely.
But I thought you liked Curry.
I like Curry.
But you don't think he's the best player in the world?
Definitely Luka, at least within the next couple of years.
He's going to be the best?
Is going to be the best. Within the next,
But who's the best right now? That's what they're talking about right now.
I want to say Luka, man, because I know, like, once he gets there, he's going to stay at that spot for a hot minute.
Like LeBron did?
like Jordan did, like LeBron did. That's just the way it's gonna be. So I want to say Luka, but right now he's just not there. Might if it's not Steph Curry, man, it has to be someone like maybe LeBron.
It's not going to be
LeBron
LeBron.
up there?
Nah, it's not going to be LeBron at this point in his career. To be real, it's either for me realistically, it's either Giannis or Curry or Luka is up there as well.
That's what I'm saying.
But
Luka.
I'm taking Giannis. Like, for me, it's no debate. Jokic as well, back-to-back MVP. Could say Jokic.
I definitely got Luka.
You got Luka. No, I'm taking Giannis though. But it's a little bit crazy. It's crazy how the European players, and I never thought that we'd be talking about two European players as the best two in the NBA. Maybe you're saying Luka. Obviously, we know from Europe. Giannis is from Greece.
Of course.
It's kind of crazy how Europe is slowly.
And at one point, Dirk Nowitzki.
It's crazy. Time. Well, yeah, but I'm saying like right now at this point, like 2022, it's crazy how Europe is progressing so fast in basketball.
Of course.
And that they're getting up there, and eventually, I mean, I don't think they're going to overtake the U.S., but they're producing so much talent, it's getting like soccer, and I think I said that before. It's crazy.
Before we're going to get into soccer. Before we do you want to talk about Jason Tatum and his saying that his wrist was like broken in Game 6?
Oh yeah, he said that in a recent interview with Taylor Rooks. He said that he was playing through an injury in the NBA Finals with his wrist. Do you buy this?
Nah,
I don't buy it.
And if his wrist was like somewhat broken, like he wouldn't like. I don't know. I don't think he would have played if it was like completely like shattered. The way he described it in the interview, like he couldn't pick up a plate or anything like that. He wouldn't have played.
Let's be real. If you can't pick up a plate, you can't shoot bricks in the NBA Finals. And that's what he was doing. So he was able to shoot bricks in the NBA Finals. He was able to shoot. He was just shooting bricks. He was just playing bad. And I think this is kind of like, oh, let me try to excuse my way out of this. I don't know.
Because other players have done this throughout history, including LeBron.
Yeah, a few times. Chris Paul
was limping off the court when he lost in that, what was it, Game 7 versus the Mavericks. But we all remember when Kobe won the championships through his injuries and never spoke a word about it. So it just shows about your character.
Yeah. Yeah, I just don't buy the Jason Tatum wrist injury. I don't know. Anytime you bring up the wrist like an injury after the fact and you lost, I just don't buy it. And you know, you can say that you didn't want the team to hold you out, but let's be real, no team is holding you out of the NBA Finals because of some wrist injury that you can play through like you did. So let's be real, you were able to play through whatever minor injury it was, and you just played bad. And you lost, and that's what it is. But I don't think you can make it out to be like, oh, that's the reason we lost. I don't want to see that. Because it's just not the case. They had their chances to win that series against the Warriors. In my opinion, they should have won to this day. They probably should have won that. They killed themselves. And you can't use this wrist injury. But
there was a couple dumb plays that happened.
That's what I'm saying. They killed themselves. That's exactly what I'm trying to say. They killed themselves. So that's that. No excuses. No wrist injury for me.
All right, ready to shoot it straight into soccer.
Exactly, I'm ready.
We got Manchester United winning versus Liverpool in one of the hugest upsets
of the season so far.
Exactly.
My initial thoughts to this result, it was a Manchester United masterclass. It was something I would have never expected. Erik ten Hag, I don't know what he told the players after the recent losses, like, you know, the 4-0 loss. I don't know what Erik ten Hag he did in training, but this Manchester United team turned it around, and they just played a masterclass of a game. There's nothing else. You know, nothing but good things you can say. They pressed well. They held possession well. And it was pretty much a dominant performance all throughout the game. Marcus Rashford looks like he regained his confidence. I think Erik ten Hag is turning around Manchester United, and I think it's worrying for Liverpool. You know, obviously this is your team, but I think it's worrying the start Liverpool is having, because Manchester United.
No, that's not. Man City is my team, but.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm saying. But this is your team's rival.
Yeah, my team's rival. Yeah.
Exactly. But Liverpool, they're starting out the season they're worse than Manchester United now. They're in 16th place. Manchester United is in 14th. So this result, I think we need to start having question marks about Liverpool and Sadio Mane and if he really should have left and what our expectations for Liverpool this season.
Where did Casemiro go to?
Casemiro just went to Manchester United.
Manchester United, so that's what I'm saying. And he
Another-
got the dub.
Another team, but that's another player that's going to help out United, who's a team that's going to be competing with Liverpool.
That's what I'm saying. Or they got the dub.
And I'm saying this is like this Liverpool performance. This shows their weaknesses in their team, and I think it's a big.
They're also versing Cristiano Ronaldo.
But he didn't play.
Damn, he didn't play?
He didn't play.
Like at all?
No.
Was he injured?
No.
He just didn't play?
No.
Why?
He just didn't play.
It's weird.
He just didn't play. But regardless of that, they were able to get the dub against Liverpool. And my interesting thought was, and I always thought that Sadio Mane was the most important piece of Liverpool. More important than Salah, and I think that we're showing that so far. With Bayern Munich, we just saw this Bayern Munich rampant in their Bundesliga games so far. They won 7-0 or 7-1 it was. Sadio Mane is leading the league in goals. He's having thriving success while Liverpool are over here sitting in 16th place. For me, Sadio Mane was the key to Liverpool's success, and I said this on the last podcast, but they did not properly replace them, and it's showing. Luis Diaz, he scored some goals, but he's not going to be consistent enough to get it done. Darwin Núñez wasn't able to play against Manchester United because of suspension.
A cheater.
I don't know if you can trust him.
You can't.
Liverpool, I'm not totally worried about them, but I'm slightly worried. I don't know if they're going to make top 4, I think, because they're going to find a way to figure it out. But I'm slightly worried about them, and they're going to have to figure it out, and they're going to have to figure it out fast.
Is Manchester United back?
I think Manchester United, they have the chance to be back. I think they possibly are back. If they are able to consistently play like this, they're back. Because adding Casemiro, this is a natural-born leader, one of the best CDMs of all time. This is a legend of Real Madrid, linking back up with Cristiano Ronaldo, who's ultimately going to get back into the fold in Manchester United. And right now, Marcus Rashford looks to have regained his confidence. And if you're able to get that with Bruno Fernandes back in form, Casemiro, and it looks as if that Lisandro Martinez was able to solidify the defense, I think Manchester United could be back and that they could potentially compete for top 4. I think that they have the potential to do that.
So we got Chelsea, your team. They got smoked bad by what was the team's name? Well, how do you say it?
Leeds.
Oh, Leeds. That's not good.
Yeah.
When was the last time they lost to Leeds?
It was 20 years ago.
20 years ago.
Yeah, it's been a long time since Chelsea has lost to Leeds, and they lost pretty badly. Let's be real. The only cool thing about this is, like I said when I was telling you about this, that the Leeds are led by some Americans. You know, they have Jesse Marsh as the manager, who's American, and the guy who scored the first goal in the game, Brendan Aronson, is on the U.S. men's national team who plays with Christian Pulisic, who's on Chelsea, who didn't play in the game, though. Let's be real. This game, it was a pathetic performance from Chelsea. Pathetic. And Thomas Tuchel is really going to have to look at his team, and they're going to have to figure something out. They're going to have to find a way to score goals because they couldn't even break through leads, and that's going to be a big issue for the future. Kai Havertz is not getting it done. They've sold Lukaku to Inter. They haven't replaced them. They're trusting 21-year-olds and 20-year-olds, and they're trusting a guy, Armando Broja, who could be a good striker, and you know what I mean. But he's a youth academy guy. Are you trusted him? Is that who?
Hell no.
That's who you're trusting to lead you to glory and lead you to top 4? I don't know if I'm trusting that.
Bro, you need some experience on that team, some OGs.
And that's what Chelsea's lacking right now. And like I said, and you said it on our Premier League predictions video. You said that you think Chelsea could be 3rd, and I said sure they have the chance, but
not like this.
Exactly, not like this. And I said I don't think they're gonna be 3rd place and overtake Spurs because the attack is poor. They haven't replaced anybody, and Mason Mount and the players that they do have, they're out of form. They haven't been good for a couple seasons now. You know what I mean? Mason Mount, was a promising player, but he hasn't been performing at the same level for a while now. A lot of Chelsea's players, they haven't been playing as good. Their defense is really good, like I said. Midfield is strong. The attack, non-existent. And you need to score goals. Ultimately, your defense can be really good, and like this shows, you can lose 3-0 sometimes to Leeds.
So we got PSG though. They beat Lille. So PSG beating Lille 7-1. Are PSG likely to win the Champions League this season?
I think PSG are going to win the Champions League this season. For me, it's PSG and Man City's competition to lose. For me, personally, they have the best squads in the competition far and beyond. Man City, they have a really, really good squad. They're well-rounded, and adding Erling Haaland to that squad, that just makes them even stronger and better. And it looks like he is hitting the ground running with Manchester City scoring goals in almost every game so far. PSG, they look to be rampant so far, winning every single game in Ligue 1, which isn't the most difficult thing to do.
And they're stacked.
But beating Lille 7-1, who is their probably most difficult contender, and the way that they're doing it, dominantly, 7-1, scoring goals after 8 seconds. They're scoring for fun. Neymar, it seems to be back in form.
However, you wouldn't say that's the most competitive league, though.
It's not, but it's a World Cup year. Messi is playing at the peak of his game. He's back. Neymar is playing at the peak of his game, getting ready for the World Cup, and Mbappe is also playing at the peak of his game. So many players are eyeing the 2022 World Cup mid-season, and we are seeing so many players at the peak of their games right now. And all three of PSG's front three are eyeing the World Cup, and they're playing at the peak of their powers right now.
Paris Saint-Germain.
And right now, if PSG's front three continues to play like this, they will win the Champions League, and I have no doubt in my mind about it. They will break the curse and win the Champions League.
Well, you know I got my team Man City. I got them not choking, and I got them holding it up with Haaland to win the Champions League this season.
They have a chance?
They definitely got a chance.
But I've taken PSG all day. I trust Messi, Mbappe, Neymar at the peak of their powers right now. The star power, I trust it. However, Man City, we don't have it on there, but they drew this weekend. Newcastle, they're a solid team, but like I said,
they came back from they were down 3-0,
3-1,
oh, 3-1.
But it shows Man City they have competition. They can be scored on.
Of course.
So PSG, they're running rampant. So I don't know. Right now I have faith in them.
You ready to get into the NFL?
I'm ready.
So we got Baker Mayfield. He's going to start on the Panthers this season over Sam Darnold.
Officially.
Are we agreeing with that?
I think it's the right move.
Definitely. I think it'll give Baker Mayfield his time to shine.
I think it's the right move for the Panthers, and I think it's a good move for Baker Mayfield, obviously. Let's be real, I don't think it's difficult to beat out Sam Darnold.
I'm going to be honest, though. I think they should still give Sam Darnold some reps.
I don't think so.
Why?
He's trash.
How trash?
He's one of the worst quarterbacks I've ever seen.
But they got to give him some reps.
No.
You got to give him a chance.
They should cut him.
Cut him?
Yeah, they should probably cut him. I'm not going to lie. Sam Darnold is probably not even good enough to be a backup quarterback in this league. He's not a good quarterback. I trust Baker Mayfield more than Sam Darnold, obviously.
You trusting Colin Kaepernick over Sam Darnold?
I'm probably trusting him. Yeah. Let's be real. The Panthers, they're not going to be good this year. Not that good. However, they had to start Baker Mayfield over Sam Darnold to give him any kind of chance to do anything. And I think Baker Mayfield, like I said, he's going to perform well. And I said it when we did our Baker Mayfield video, our second Baker Mayfield video on the channel. I said, if he ends up starting, he's going to perform well. You know, I don't think he's going to make the playoffs or anything like that, but he's going to perform well. I trust Baker Mayfield.
I was going to say, though, you got to give Sam Darnold some reps in case Baker Mayfield gets injured.
And Baker Mayfield is an injury-prone quarterback.
So you got to give Sam Darnold some reps.
Maybe you're giving him a few
in practice?
Practice. That's it.
Oh, man.
You're giving him some practice reps.
It's not enough.
Yeah,
he needs in-game experience.
Nah. If you give Sam Darnold much in-game experience, you're probably going to lose. And we saw that last season with the Panthers when he was playing with them.
You're not lying.
Let's be real. We said it in our NFC South predictions video. I said the Panthers, they were going to finish last in the division. And even with Sam Darnold now being on the bench and Baker Mayfield starting, I still think they're going to finish last. Maybe they're going to get a couple extra wins because Baker Mayfield is a quality quarterback. And when you have a quality quarterback, sometimes you're going to just get some wins because you have a quality quarterback.
Exactly.
He's going to make the throws that have to be made in the clutch moments that are going to get you the field goal or going to get you the first down when you need it to win you the game.
Because he's experienced in doing that.
Exactly. So you might get a few extra wins, but that's all you're going to get.
You're not going to the playoffs. Not even going to be a wild card contender. Hell no.
Yeah. You might win a few extra games and you might be like 7-10 or whatever, but instead of 5-12. But that's about all you're gonna get with Baker Mayfield. But you're probably still taking that, I guess. What you paid you traded the draft pick to get him, so that's what you paid that for.
So overall, what do we think of the NFL preseason? What are our thoughts?
I'm not gonna lie, it's a snooze fest.
Really?
The NFL preseason is a snooze fest, and as great as the NFL is, there's a few things in the NFL that aren't great. It's the Pro Bowl and the preseason. And let's be real, the NFL is a multi-billion-dollar industry, brings in the most revenue of any sport pretty much besides soccer. And soccer is more global than the NFL, so it's kind of unfair to compare. And nobody, no genius, no human has been able to solve the problem of the Pro Bowl and the preseason in the NFL. And let's be real, I'm not acting like I have the answers. I don't know. I don't really know what the NFL can do to make the preseason better. And I'm interested for anyone comment what you think the NFL should do to make the NFL preseason better, because I honestly don't know. I think that it's honestly sad when we see NFL players get hurt in the preseason because it's just a meaningless game.
I was gonna say, do you think the game should be worth something?
I don't. But there's no way you can make the games worth something. How could you do that? What could you do? Incentivize them in what way? Offer maybe more money?
Yeah, put something on the line.
But then that's gonna maybe incentivize more injuries because players are gonna be playing harder. So then it's gonna be like a regular season game, and you don't really want that either because NFL players, they probably take too many hits as it is, and they put themselves at so much risk. You probably, I'm not gonna lie, as much as possible, you probably want players playing the least amount of football as they possibly can.
I remember you saying to cut out the preseason entirely.
I think that that's a real possibility. I think if there's a way that it can be proven that players can properly train for the season and be prepared for a week 1 contest, going full at it, and it's still at a high level without the preseason and without like that giving 3 weeks of getting into the rhythm of things. If you can kind of maybe just cut it down again into a 2-week preseason or something like that, because they kind of need to do something. If they can find a way to study it and kind of find out if the ratings or if they just play generally as good without the preseason, I think that they should be looking into doing that. I'm not gonna lie.
Speaking of injuries, I remember you wanted to talk about Kayvon Thibodeau and him getting hit, and it was how it was the dirty play. And
exactly.
I remember watching the video with you. It was horrible, like extremely, like he got
right for the knees.
He got whacked. Like he whacked somebody, and like it was just crazy.
Exactly, it was like a block. It was a block, and there was a debate with the ESPN analyst, and there was Emmanuel Acho who I guess played, and he did play football, and he said that it was a dirty play, and then there was other players who formerly played who said it was not a dirty play, and it was just kind of part of the game per se, and it's just a block that kind of happens.
Nah,
and I'm not gonna lie, regardless of if it was a block that should happen or not. It's a dirty play to me because it's the NFL preseason.
Exactly.
It goes right back to the point where I was making in the previous thing. It's the preseason, bro, and you're making like a chop block at the knees, bro, on a top pick. This is a 1st round pick that's supposed to be leading the Giants defense to great things. Kayvon Thibodeau, was a number 1 recruit at Oregon, and now a top pick for the New York Giants, could be. Learning from the great Lawrence Taylor and shit like that. You got to protect this guy, and you want to protect your stars. And dirty plays like this are going to happen in the preseason that are going to take him out now for, 4 to 6 weeks? That's what they're expecting. I'm not a big fan of that, and that's why I think that the NFL has to look into doing something new with the preseason, getting rid of it or something like that. I think
I don't know if they should get rid of it entirely, but I think there needs to be something done. There needs to be something new that happens.
And so you think that they need to play some kind of games, but they need to do something different.
Exactly. They need to do something different, whether it's incentivize it or something.
Maybe like a flag football. No? Flag football preseason where it's like they could get the motions going, but there's no hits or nothing?
No, because people aren't going to watch that.
People aren't watching it right now. I'm not watching it.
NFL fans are watching the preseason.
The only way you're watching the preseason is if you're like a Steelers fan who wants to see which quarterback you're playing. You know what I mean? Or like you might have watched the first game so that you could see
your favorite team play.
Or like your favorite, like like if your favorite team just got a new big guy in free agency, like the Dolphins with Tyreek Hill, we got to see his first game even though it was preseason. You know what I mean? So that's really the only reason you're watching preseason, and you're watching like a quarter, and then when they put the bums in after, you know what I mean? They put the bums in that you never heard of, and you're turning it off.
Damn.
So that's why the NFL they know that too. They know. They can't find a way to fix that, and eventually they will. But I think they just got to scrap it. In my opinion, they got to find a way to scrap it. Do something like that.
So you're ready to get in the NFC East predictions?
I'm ready to get into my NFC East predictions.
Bet. You want me to go first?
Yeah, you can go first.
Bet. So my NFC East predictions, I got at the top, we got the Cowboys on top. Then we got the Eagles, the Giants, and then the Commanders at the bottom.
Formerly known as the Redskins.
Formerly known as the Redskins.
Yeah. It's the list that everyone probably should have. Let's be real.
When does this list change?
It hasn't changed for a minute.
Like what? 5 years, 6 years?
Well, technically the winner. I was gonna say this. We don't really see many back-to-back winners of this division. Most of the time, let's be real. For many years now, I guess we haven't seen the Giants be in the mix for winning the division. You know what I mean? They've been kind of bad for a while. But the Cowboys, the Eagles, and the Redskins, they've been kind of all evenly kind of trash but good at the same time.
Not the Redskins.
But they've won the division a few times in the last couple of years. You know what I mean? They're always in the mix, kind of in the mix. You know what I mean? They'll get you 8 wins, 10 wins. You know what I mean? They're in the mix. Taylor Heineke, let's be real. Taylor Heineke's the backup now to Carson Wentz, obviously on the the Commanders. But Taylor, let's be real. Everyone was rocking with Taylor Heineke.
The Redskins are bad.
Look, the Commanders, they're going to be bad this year. For me, they're in 4th place, similar, just like you. Even though they got Wentz, they got Terry McLaurin, who I like. They just don't got. It's just I don't really trust them, and
Carson Wentz.
They're just not that good, and it's a prove it year for Carson Wentz because the Indianapolis Colts owner Jim Irsay said that it was the biggest mistake in his history or franchise history for trading for him, and that's like the biggest slap to the face. Look, a franchise has literally said it was the worst move in their history to get you as to play quarterback for them. Do you know how disrespectful that is?
And we got some people out there that's their favorite team. Like we got Bobby.
But that's Bobby's favorite team?
I think he said that when we were playing COD.
That's cool.
Got my grandma. It's her favorite team.
Exactly.
So I know it's some people's favorite team out there. It's just they're not in the contending to be winning their division right now.
And they're going to have to continue to rebuild. They have Chase Young, and they have some good young guys, but they're going to have to continue to rebuild and get some more young guys. And ultimately, Carson Wentz is not the answer at quarterback.
So I'm interested to hear your list.
3rd place, I got just like you. I got the Giants. The Giants. I like Dabble as a coach, coming from Buffalo.
You like Kayvon, right?
I like Kayvon Thibodeau. Unfortunately, though, he's injured. Now because of, like I said, the dirty preseason hit. But I think, let's be real, they have a question mark with the quarterback position for the future. Daniel Jones. I think Saquon Barkley is going to be good this year. Hopefully, I'm rooting for him. I think they're not competing or nothing like that. The Giants are going to be. They're not going to be a good team. Maybe they'll be decent at best. but they're not going to be great, but they're not going to be, I guess, that bad. They're going to be mid. That's my thoughts on the Giants.
Exactly.
And going long term with the Giants, they have a lot of question marks. Quarterback, what are they going to do in the draft? But for now, they're just going to be
mid
at best type thing.
So who you got second?
Got the Eagles, just like you. I got the Eagles. From in a lot of other divisions, maybe the Eagles, they wouldn't be as high up. They maybe would be in third place because I don't have as much faith in Jalen Hurts as other guys do. He's I'm not gonna say he's like exactly like Lamar, but he kind of is in a sense.
He kind of is.
And I don't have 100% faith in him. I like A.J. Brown, and I like, obviously, Devonta Smith. And I think that...
No, but what do you mean he kind of is?
Like, his arm isn't the best.
But he's good on the run.
He's good on the run. He can get you some yards on the run. He's versatile. But, like, he's not making every single throw that he has to make. But I think it's going to be different this year with the new wide receiving options. Like I said, adding A.J. Brown is going to make it better. And it's going to open up room for Devonta Smith. And I think that's going to be a lethal duo. I'm really interested to see how they're going to do this season. So that's why they might be able to compete for first place with the Cowboys.
But
you know?
They're not.
But they might be able to. Let's be real. If Jalen Hurts is able to play at a high level, which he very well may, and AJ Brown,
bro.
And AJ Brown is able to perform like he was able to in Tennessee with Devonta Smith, who we saw a Heisman winner, the Eagles might be able to. However, I'm just not going to bet on it yet.
Exactly.
I'm not going to bet on it yet.
Why would you?
I'm going to stick with the Cowboys winning this division. Although they did trade Amari Cooper, and now they're going all in with CeeDee Lamb as their number one receiver. Look, I trust Dak Prescott, and they have a good defense, Micah Parsons, who I trust. Good offensive line. Dak Prescott, he's up there. He's a top 10 quarterback in this league. And I love CeeDee Lamb. I think he's going to take an even bigger jump this year, be a top wide receiver in the league. I trust the Dallas Cowboys. Well, not in the playoffs, but I trust them to win this division.
Of course.
But I do think it's going to be close between them and the Eagles. Because the Cowboys, they're going to make it closer than it probably should. But I think it's going to be one game might separate them. And it could go either way, but I'm going to take the Cowboys winning this division.
Perfect. So we got the same list: Cowboys, Eagles, Giants, and then last the Commanders.
The Commanders.
So you get ready to get into our last topic for sports of the day?
I'm ready.
We got Nick Saban agrees to an 8-year deal with Alabama for $93.6 million.
Mm-hmm.
Personally, I think it's crazy, man.
To give a coach this much?
Man, that's just insane, man. I know it is a long time, though, 8 years.
Yeah.
But $93 million is way too much to be given a coach. Honestly, man, I think it's way too much to be given a player in general, man. Just for a single person to have about $100 million pretty much, like, that's just, it's not fair.
It is what it is. At the end of the day, I'm confused slightly by this deal because at the end of the day, I understand Nick Saban in Alabama. He's a legend. He's the GOAT. He's accomplished everything that a college football coach could accomplish. But let's be real. If I'm Nick Saban, I've been doing this for so long. I'm at the top of the totem pole. Nobody's overtaken me. I've overtook Bear Bryant. I am the GOAT.
Overtook Urban Meyer.
Why are you staying for another 8 years doing this? If you're really going to coach for another 8 years, you're not going to challenge yourself anywhere else? You're going to do Alabama for another 8 years? You're not going to retry the NFL at all? Like, I get it. You can just dominate. I get it. It's going to be cool. You'll make a lot of money, $93.6 million. And you'll just dominate at Alabama. You'll just pretty much get every number one recruiting class for the next 8 years and all of that, like you have been. And my entire life, Alabama's been winning college football and national championships. It's just what it is, and it looks as if it's just going to continue to be like that. I respect it because I love winning just as much as the next guy, but at a certain point, you gotta have the ambition to challenge yourself, and especially when you in the past have failed, like Nick Saban failed. With the Miami Dolphins in the NFL, he failed. let's be real. Nick Saban at any moment could get the opportunity to go and enter the NFL again or enter a new college football program and do this again. And instead, he's just re-staying at Alabama. I respect it, but I wish he would try something else.
That's actually a really, really interesting point. I wish he would actually, as well, try something else and maybe actually give the NFL another shot.
I think that he's not going to now. Because it's all. I think honestly, after this 8-year extension, he's got to be
set in stone. It's done.
He's got to be retired because he's up there in age, and this was probably his last chance to ever look into the NFL. Because I don't think he's going to coach anymore after this. So if I would have just loved to see it, because this, for me, this is the greatest college coach of all time. And this is a guy who failed miserably in the NFL for whatever reason, flopped on his face with the Miami Dolphins. And I just know Nick Saban loves to win and that he wants to prove everyone wrong. If he really wants to prove everyone wrong, test yourself in the NFL again. Win a Super Bowl. You've won how many national championships? How many more is he going to win in 8 years? He's probably going to win 4 more. Minimum 4 more. If you're
possible,
I'm betting minimum. I'm going to come back to this in 8 years. He's going to win minimum 4 national championships in 8 years. But let's be real. Those 4 championships is not really adding anything to his legacy. He's already the GOAT now. He doesn't need 4 more. That's too much. 1 Super Bowl would do way more for Nick Saban's legacy than 4 college football rings.
I can definitely agree with that.
That's the facts. That's my opinion.
I can, like I said, I could definitely agree with that.
Yeah,
because it means nothing that you continuously win the same thing, win college championships when you've already proven yourself that you're the best at that.
He's done it over and over again. He doesn't have to prove it to me.
Even if he maybe not even won a Super Bowl, maybe even changed you know what I mean, changed his past in the NFL and made it to where he was actually a good coach in the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
I think that would be a great thing for Nick Saban.
Even if he didn't win a Super Bowl,
that's what I'm saying.
Just make the playoffs sometimes. Be a competitor. I'd rather see that than him just dominate again with Alabama. It's just, to me, it's boring, man. I want to see something different. You know what I mean? I loved it when we got to see those couple years that Clemson seems to have fell off the face of the earth again. Like they did. They came out of nowhere. Now they've fallen back off after Trevor Lawrence. I loved it for those couple years that they were there and they were kind of at the peak. Now, it seems like Alabama's just going to dominate again, probably with Georgia for the next 8 years, and it's going to be boring. They're just going to be yawning through it.
Exactly. That's why I just yelled.
That's how funny. That's what I'm talking about. That's what we're going to be doing for the next 8 years in college football, because Nick Saban doesn't want to challenge himself.
So now, we're ready to switch it from sports and get into music and culture.
I'm ready.
Shoot us straight into it. We got DJ Khaled, new album, dropping August 26th.
Called God Did, referencing that God believed in him.
We all know.
What?
It's going to be filled with bangers.
And fire features. Obviously, we saw the track list.
#1 Billboard hits. Radio hits.
Yeah.
Going to be played over and over again all over the country, no matter where you are.
Yeah.
You're going to be listening to it when you're walking in to a restaurant, grocery store. It's going to be playing.
Yeah, it's probably going to be playing. That's what you expect with DJ Khaled albums. You expect hits. I think that when you look at the track list, I think for the first time with recent DJ Khaled albums, we've seen a lot of collaborations, like you always do, but it's been collaborations that nobody wants to see. Let's be real. Nobody really wants to listen to Justin Bieber, 21 Savage. Nobody really wants to listen to that, but I know a lot. DJ Khaled has finally mastered something with this album, and I hope, and he's putting people together on songs that are actually supposed to go together. It's a beautiful concept, and I love DJ Khaled for actually doing it. He put Travis Scott, Don Toliver on the same song.
Oof.
Nardo Wick, Kodak Black on the same song. He's putting Drake Lil Baby on the same song. He's putting Takeoff Quavo on the same song. He's just leaving it at that.
One of the songs that I was surprised to see on there was a Juice WRLD song.
Exactly.
Now that's crazy.
Yeah.
I think that's one of the first times we've ever seen DJ Khaled produce a Juice WRLD song.
Yeah. It was a leak. It was a leak song. We listened to the leak, the Juice WRLD leak from 2018. If you're familiar with Juice WRLD, you know one of the most leaked artists in all of his music history. Nobody has more leaks than Juice WRLD, and one of the Juice WRLD leaks called DJ Khaled / another one is dropping, and that's the song that's coming out on DJ Khaled's album. Except they changed the title. They changed the title to Juice WRLD Did, referencing that Juice WRLD believed in DJ Khaled because he made the song about him, which is pretty cool. I thought at first it was going to be one of those interludes, you know what I mean, where it's like him talking.
But it was fire.
But it's an actual song, and it's a fire leak. And let's be real, sometimes with DJ Khaled albums, yeah, we used to get, sometimes you're going to get some leaks. You know, we had a few Drake leaks on there last time with Grease. That was a leak.
Grease?
Yeah, come with me. Yeah, I can't even talk about that.
Can't talk about it.
Can't talk about it, but some people would know that I probably played a role in that, but I don't want the RIAA coming after me because I could have possibly leaked that song, but you know what I mean. We'll talk about that another day. I don't want to ruin my relationship with Drake in the future. You know what I mean?
All right. So speaking of new albums, we got DaBaby as well dropping a new album. Do we have much hope for it? Personally, I don't.
So DaBaby on okay. I don't have much faith for it, but I have a little bit because of the title, Baby on Baby 2. Let's be real. Baby on Baby, the original Baby on Baby was a classic, low key.
It was fire.
It was fire. And it brought DaBaby up. If he can rekindle that and re-get some of the fire that he was making at that time and redo it for the Baby on Baby 2, I think it could be fire. I don't think it's going to rekindle his career and he's going to get back to where he was getting #1 hits every album and stuff like that. I don't think we're going to see that anymore with DaBaby. However, I do think this has the potential to be a fire album and sell like 50 to 75K.
Personally, I don't think it's going to be able to do that much.
I think DJ Khaled, like I know, I didn't say how much I could think it's going to sell. I think it's going to sell like 100K, 150K, DJ Khaled.
DJ Khaled, personally, man, I think it's going to sell 150, 200K.
I think it's gonna sell a lot. I think the features are stacked.
It's gonna go crazy.
But I think what I think this DaBaby album, it's
only selling 30K.
30K.
He dropped the album with YoungBoy.
It didn't sell much.
Didn't sell at all. And you're dropping with the #1 artist who just went #1.
He actually didn't. Bad Bunny overtook him.
Well, he was #1 for a certain amount of time.
I know what you're saying. Yeah.
So you drop an album with an artist who had the potential to go #1.
Yeah.
And it flopped.
Exactly.
What makes you think he'll be able to do it on his own?
Well, he might be able to get a Future feature, and then maybe.
I don't think Future will be enough. It wasn't enough for Meg.
YoungBoy again. Maybe who else? I mean, DaBaby is probably gonna have some other features on there. No, I don't think he's going #1, but I think he's selling 50 to 75K.
I think he's selling 30K.
50 to 75K. My opinion. I wanted to get into
another new album.
Exactly. What potential? Well, I'm not gonna call them the Migos anymore because I don't know what they are anymore. But this is one of your favorite artists. A part of one of your favorite artists, I guess. I don't know what to call it. Offset. Definitely one of your favorites. Dropping, he's already dropped his first single, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We listened to it, produced by Baby Keem. He's dropping his second single featuring Moneybagg Yo, dropping on Friday. What were your initial thoughts on the first single that came out? And then what do you think for this Offset album? Do you think it's going to be fire?
I think this Offset album is definitely going to be fire. And I think the album that Quavo and Takeoff are working off is with the Unconfused thing. It's going to be fire. I don't think it's going to be nothing like what they could have done if they were all working together.
Mm-hmm.
But regardless, I still think it's going to be good music.
Mm-hmm.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1 was a banger.
Mm-hmm.
And I know the song with Moneybagg Yo is going to be a banger. And he's going to have great features as well as Unconfused. So, yeah, good music all around.
So you have high expectations for this Offset album?
Of course.
What do you think Offset's going to be selling first week?
Offset alone?
Yeah, Offset alone.
I got him at a smooth 100K.
100K? So do you think Offset on his own will sell more than Unconfused together?
Definitely not.
What does Unconfused sound the first week?
They're selling right around the same, but maybe like 15K more, 20K more.
So wait, Unconfused together are only selling 15K more than Offset on his own.
Of course. Because Takeoff hasn't been able to create a big name by himself on his own. So it's not going to help push the album sales
as much as Offset.
Exactly would be able to do on his own.
I didn't think about this, but this is going to be interesting. Do you think that Quavo and Takeoff are going to help? Like, are they going to post about and promote Offset's album and vice versa? Do you think that they're going to do that? Or do you think that, like, let's be real, if they don't promote each other's albums, it's like, it's for real beef. It's real. Like we underestimated it. What do you think?
I think they might not post it at first, but over time, they'll definitely post it. They'll post like a snippet of like them listening to the song like while they're in the car or something like that.
And like just to show that like they fuck with it.
Exactly. But they're not gonna post it like a picture of the album cover on their Instagram
and
or
being
anything like
go
that.
Get that.
Exactly.
Not gonna do that. Okay. I mean, I think that I hope that they do. I think that they will, but they might not. There's definitely a possibility that they might not. However, I'm leaning out hope that they will.
Like I said, it might be a little snippet here and there, but nothing like.
My expectations, like I think that this Offset, I'm excited to see what other features are going to be on there besides Moneybagg Yo. Let's be real. Offset is one of my favorite Migos. I mean, I love them all, but I think in terms of making solo music, Offset makes really good solo music.
Could have a future feature on there.
I think that the production is going to be there. I think that it's ultimately going to just come down to is Offset himself going to pick the right tracks to be on this album. Offset has a lot of good songs, solo songs in the vault that he's previewed on Instagram Live and he's snippeted and shit like that, and then he just never drops them. Even you look at Father of Four, there's some bangers on there, some good songs. There's a lot of mid on there too. Even at that time, Offset had a lot of snippets that he should have dropped and he didn't. So ultimately, it's going to come down to is Offset going to drop the right songs? Now, rumors that from people that have heard the album, they're saying it's fire. They're saying that this is like his best work.
Damn, people that have heard the album.
Like I don't know, this is the music exclusives, the executives or something. You know, the executives.
I know what you mean.
Exactly, it's the executives that have only heard it. They're saying this is ridiculously fire. This is best project.
Better than Father of Four.
They're saying it's better than Father of Four. He chose a better track list and everything. Made better music, more collective project, everything. So with all that being said, I think that this project is going to solidify Offset as the best Migo on his own. Better than Quavo. Officially.
Damn.
And Quavo knows that. I think that's why he sided with Takeoff. Because he let's be real, the media and the public turned on Quavo solo as a solo act after Quavo Huncho. They said that shit was so ass. They didn't want to drop no more solo music. He's dropping Unconfused. Father of Four got a pretty good reception. Jay-Z was fucking with it. Everyone was fucking with it. It brought Offset into a whole different light in the public.
Takeoff's solo album didn't do that much.
So Offset,
even though there was some fire.
So like I said, Offset benefited the most from the whole solo thing.
But there was some fire on Takeoff's solo album.
There wasn't.
Casper.
And there was fire on Quavo's too. I think, me personally, Quavo's was underrated.
Facts. I can agree.
But I think that Offset's album is going to solidify him as the best Migo on his own.
Facts.
And it's gonna sell 115 to 120 or 120K, maybe 125. And it's gonna just depend on if there's a real big hit on the album or not. You know, is Metro giving him a fire Ric Flair drip type of beat? Is Future giving him a verse? Is what's going on with that? Or is
Uzi? Uzi?
I don't know. Or if Juice WRLD, they're saying Juice WRLD feature. We don't know what's coming out on this. Let's be real. It comes down to what Offset has every feature in the game. You can get anyone. So ultimately, it just comes down to, is he picking the right song? I was
gonna say, let's get into the last new album that we'll be talking about today. Lil Pump
dropping Lil Pump 2. What are we thinking? Let's be real. This is the sequel to an iconic album, the original Lil Pump, the self-titled album.
We heard some of the singles that he dropped for the album. Splurging. Fire.
Let's be real.
Walking in even splurging.
Do we think Lil Pump is back with this album?
I definitely think Lil Pump is back.
I don't know if he's back.
I don't think he'll be able to reach the heights that he did when he dropped Gucci Gang.
Nah, hell no.
But I definitely think will be back into the mainstream.
He might be back into the mainstream, but I don't think he's gonna reach the heights that he was. And I think what we want to know what proves that.
What proves that?
He was unnoticed in the streets of Japan. We saw the video.
Facts.
He was just walking around in the streets of Japan like he was just you or me there.
And it went viral on Twitter. It was trending that some person just posted a TikTok of him
just walking around.
Just walking around, and he was so surprised walking around Japan, in Tokyo, that no one was noticing him.
He was like, "Damn, nobody knows me," type shit. Like if you walk, like let's be real, Lil Pump he fell off. Like a lot of people think that, but if Lil Pump walks into any big city in America, people are taking photos with them. They're being like, "Yo, this Lil Pump." People are gonna notice.
But you really know that you're known once you're known worldwide.
And he just was walking around in Tokyo, like I said, he was just like he was me or you there.
Exactly. And no one knew him.
No one knew. And then he tried to say that there was a few photos who came up to him and take some photos. And there were.
There probably were.
But in that particular video, that there weren't. They were just walking by.
But if you know if there was Jay-Z there.
It wasn't.
But if it was Jay-Z, everyone's taking a photo with Jay-Z.
Oh, yeah, because they're going to be like, oh, my God, that's Jay-Z. And it's like the word of mouth is going to, like, that's the thing. Even if you don't know it's Jay-Z, the word, like, you're going to be like, okay, why is everyone else looking at this guy?
Exactly.
And then you're going to figure out, oh, man, it's Jay-Z. And you know who Jay-Z is more so than
Lil Pump. It's just what it is.
Like, even kids nowadays know Jay-Z and the old heads know Jay-Z. Kids nowadays might know Lil Pump. The old heads don't know Lil Pump.
Exactly. Why would they?
Exactly.
So we got Nicki Minaj goes number 1.
Let's be real. I wasn't really bumping the song.
Was it deserving to go number 1?
Let's be real. I didn't bump the song. I don't know. I haven't heard it at all.
Not one bit.
I don't know how it went. I don't know how it goes number 1 if a majority of people aren't even listening or hearing it at all.
Damn.
It's a big question mark, but I'm not gonna lie. It's congratulations to Nicki Minaj for going number 1. You know what I mean? It's cool, but I think that there's a lot of songs that you're like, okay, how does this go number 1? What's making this song go number 1 that some other songs aren't going number 1 that are also deserving?
Do you think that the female artist on CMG is better?
Oh yeah,
Kalaya.
No, I don't know if she's better, but I think that song was fire, and it didn't get no recognition.
Damn.
But like I think it's good. It's kind of like it's weird. It's one of those things where it's like where it's like if one thing happens that's good for it can be good for the collective.
Of course.
Nicki Minaj and Cardi B and consistent females getting more and more number 1 hits as rap songs. Regardless of how I feel about the song and if it's a good or not, is good for the culture, I think, for them to go number 1.
Because it shows light on women rappers who actually deserve respect.
Exactly.
Deserve respect.
Let's be real. Even though I'm not saying the song is trash because I literally haven't heard it. So, like, nobody, like, can get at me saying that I said the song's trash. I ain't trying to get the Barbs mad at me or nothing like that. I didn't hear it. I'm just saying, if this can go number 1, I think it shows, okay, other female rappers can go number 1. And Nicki,
of course.
It does. She has had songs that have deserved to go number 1. She's had classics, bangers, and this is coming from me. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not gonna say I like every Nicki verse or every song, but there's definitely some verses where it's like, wow, okay, she impressed me. Like, that's kind of fire. Like,
of course.
And sometimes you get that with a female
lyrical
rapper.
Genius.
Sometimes a female rapper will catch you slipping. You're like, wow, I wasn't expecting that kind of fire. You know what I mean? And
of course.
Sometimes Nicki does that, and that's why you got to respect her going number 1. Like I said, I don't know if this song necessarily deserves it, but she's had a lot of songs that deserve it in the past. And I know she's inspired the next generation of female artists. You know what I mean? So it's a legend.
Ready to get in the next topic?
Yeah, I'm ready. We got a Jack Boy dissing Kodak. And we heard the song. And he literally called him a federal agent protected by the president. What do you have to say about this?
And that Kodak's the type of person to put you on or whatever, but then hate you when you actually get up there and start getting money.
Exactly, with his music.
And that's what he did to Jack Boy. What he's claiming.
Exactly. So what are your thoughts about this? I don't know.
The song was fire.
The song was fire, and it was the Renegade beat, which was the Jay-Z Eminem song. Let's be real, nobody else had touched that beat in like 20 years.
It was like 2000, yeah.
It was crazy, so it was like unexpected. And like Jack Boy rode that beat. You know what I mean?
It was fire.
He did his thing. You know what I don't understand though about this beef is Jack Boy and Kodak, they both seem pretty real. They're real people.
Exactly.
Like, they both seem down to earth. You know what I mean? So they seem like they would kind of get along. And I understand that they could have beef. But what doesn't make sense to me is that, like, how could they kind of have beef? You know what I mean? Like, they seem like they'd be able to get past this. And it's kind of just like some petty beef, I feel like. You know what I mean? And Kodak doesn't seem like the type of guy to hate on, to not want Jack Boy to be successful, especially when he was on his label. You know what I mean? Jack Boy doesn't seem like the guy to, or Kodak doesn't seem like the guy to hate on Jack Boy once he gets successful. Kodak knows that Jack Boy wasn't overtaking him on the label or nothing like that.
He also said in the song that like Kodak got something stolen from him, and he called Jack Boy to like go like handle it for him, and like that he should be handling his own business.
But if he looked at you like I was his boy, you know what I mean? I don't know. Kodak don't seem like the type of guy to hate on somebody when they're successful. You know, he's never really done that. Kodak real.
And he said that Kodak's not real, and he's not like a real Zoe because he's never been to Haiti.
That's what I don't understand. Like, basically, I think Jack Boy's trying to say Kodak's putting on a facade to the whole media and to people like me who believe Kodak is like a real OG or whatever.
Gangster.
That's what I'm saying. I don't think Kodak is necessarily like that, but at the same time, I don't think Jack Boy is like that to lie about it. So I don't necessarily understand what Jack Boy. I never really understood this beef and why it's getting to this point. It's getting to the point where they're kind of continually dissing back and forth. I don't know.
I just hope it doesn't get to the point where somebody gets hurt.
Like we consistently have seen it over and over. I don't think it's going to get to that point because I think Jack Boy, he's elevating himself in his career, and I think that eventually this might be the last time we hear about this because I don't think Jack Boy's going to want to keep talking about this Kodak
might
beef.
Bubble up his name a little bit, and then we won't hear about the beef again.
That's what I'm saying. I think this is probably going to be the last time we hear about the beef for a while because Jack Boy, he's not going to keep using this fake beef, you know what I mean, for clout. That's it.
Bet. So we got Fetty Wap pleading guilty in drug trafficking charges, facing 5 years in federal prison.
It's sad. This is the legend in the game. Let's be real. Everyone was bumping Fetty Wap back in the day.
2017.
No, it was earlier than that, 2015.
Yeah, my bad, 2015.
Exactly. It's a legend. I can't believe it.
Jeez, you're right. 2015. Oh my God,
it's crazy that
a while ago.
Let's be real. It proves that what he was saying in the songs was true. You know what I mean? Definitely. I think it's sad though that this is what he's gonna have to face. You know, for obviously doing all that. You know what I mean? Like he's pleading guilty, so he's literally admitting to it. So there's nothing I can say. It's not like I can say free him or that he didn't do nothing wrong. He did.
Let's be real. Once he was losing the rap money, he was just trying to keep up his lifestyle.
Yeah, he had to.
And he had to find a way to get some money.
That's what he had to do. And at the end of the day, he
should have made smarter investments.
It's sad, you know what I mean? But I think there's nothing we can do. I mean, he fell off. Do I think he deserved to fall off? No, because the music was fire. But ultimately, he fell off, and this is the choices that he had to make. It's sad, though. You know what I mean? It's sad. But there's no debating it, though. Like, he pleaded guilty. He's admitting to it. There's no debate. It's just sad, in my opinion.
Speaking of cases and rappers dealing with cases, we got Hot Boy's lawyer saying that his Miami case will be dismissed. However, he's still facing the RICO case in Orlando, which involves Glock 9.
Yeah.
I don't even know what to say about this.
So at least the Miami case was able to get dismissed, and I think Hot Boy's got a good lawyer, so I think that they're going to continue to work on freeing him. I think Hot Boy's going to be able to get free eventually, real soon.
I think he's gonna have to face some type of repercussions, though.
He might have to be in for a little bit longer. But I think he's gonna be free soon.
Definitely.
I think he's got a good lawyer. I think, like I said, this case being dismissed proves that his lawyer can get it done. He's got one of the best in the game, and ultimately, he has a recipe for success in getting some of these things dismissed. So maybe there's some logistical things in some of these cases that he's getting them thrown out on.
Exactly, I can agree with that.
So maybe they might have found a recipe that's working, and like I said, if that's what's gonna work, if that's what's gonna happen,
Then that's what's works.
and Hot Boy's gonna get out then because they might have found some logistical thing to a workaround to get out on. And let's be real, that happens far too often than it probably should, in my opinion. But in this case, it's gonna work in Hot Boy's favor. I feel like.
I can definitely agree with that.
And I think it's good because Hot Boy needs to be free more so than a lot of other rappers that are locked up. We need to free Hot Boy because Hot Boy actually make fire ass music. You know what I mean? Let's be real. The album that he just dropped while he was in jail was fire. Had the Uzi features, probably Big 30 feature. He just dropped another song with Big 30. We just listened to it. The music video. The shit
Definitely made it on Billboard.
fire. And let's be real. Hot Boy got the Drake cosign. He's been making a lot of waves. He got the Future song from the last album. It's for real. If there's any artist that needs to be freed right now, it's got to be Hot Boy for me. So
Any artist
yeah,
over Young Thug, gonna.
forgot about him. But realistically, but it's more realistic that Hot Boy gets free and sooner than
No, but be honest. You'd rather free Hot Boy than Young Thug. And
Nah,
Gunna. No, that's what you said. That's what he said.
It's close.
What do you mean it's close?
I want to free them all, but Gunna is getting out. Thug Loki ain't getting out. Hot Boy's getting out. So if I could choose one to get out, I would get out Thug because he legit Thug for real ain't getting out.
No, but if you could choose one though, like for real.
Like the other two are they're staying locked up forever.
Yeah, or at least for like another 10 plus.
10 years?
10 years.
Damn. The Hot Boy, Thug, or Gunna? Oh my God, it's ass. It's like the worst choice of all time.
It's really ass.
I want to free them all, but
If you only had one choice,
you got to free Young Thug because he's a legend.
you're a liar.
He's a legend. You got to free him.
You're not lying.
He's done too much for the culture and he's dropped too much fire and he's been doing too many legendary things. He literally put on Gunna. Probably he influenced Hot Boy and he influenced the music. There wouldn't be a Hot Boy without Young Thug, and there wouldn't be Gunna without Young Thug.
Gotta agree with you there.
We have to free Young Thug because he literally there wouldn't be a Hot Boy or Gunna without
Owner
Young
of
Thug.
YSL.
Exactly. The Young Thug is he's the most influential rapper of the 2010s.
Facts. So you ready to get into culture? Shoot straight into culture.
I'm ready.
We got Kim Kardashian, Kevin Hart, and Sylvester Stallone accused of drought restrictions and basically using too much water in California.
I'm not gonna lie. When I read the article, it was crazy how much water they were using. I don't know how one single person can use that much water. We're talking it was like 200 gallons one day.
Hell no.
How is that even possible? What is Kim K doing? What is Kevin Hart doing? That's using up 200 gallons of water in one day. Like, I just don't get it, bro. Like, how could one human realistically use that much? What kind of shower are you taking? You know what I mean? Like, who do you have it? How many showers are you taking?
Bro, let the government get the water and grow their vegetables or whatever they gotta do, man. And stop using up all the water.
And
Jesus.
I just don't understand how they can use that much. And let's be real. They're only supposed to be using, and this still sounds like a lot, but they're only supposed to be using like 80. And they use like 200, 250.
Hell no.
So they're like 170 gallons over, and they're giving them a fine or whatever. And they're saying it's bad for the environment or whatever. Obviously, for them to be using that much.
That's what I'm saying.
And to be doing it consistently, and they're doing that consistently, and they're just giving them a measly fine.
That's bull crap.
You can't just give them a measly. You think Kim K she's laughing at the little state of California sending you a $50 fine for using extra water.
Even if it was a $50,000 fine, she don't care.
She's wiping her ass with that while she uses more water, flushing the damn toilet. Like, it's ridiculous. And the fact that multiple people are involved, it's like, these are three totally different people, three totally different high-profile celebrities who are somehow living the same type of lifestyle to be using 250-plus gallons of water in a day. How is that possible? Kevin Hart is a legend. I just don't understand what is he doing in his day-to-day life that's using that much water.
In Cali, man, they're already out there in a drought, man. So, hell, man, they need that water, every little droplet.
It doesn't even make sense. It literally makes no sense. Like, they must just, like, when they're brushing their teeth, they just leave it running all day.
Like, I remember watching a Vice about how a lot of the marijuana farms are, like, under a lot of scrutiny and, like, restrictions because they were using, like, a lot of the water, and so they had to go make ways around it and stuff like that. But then you got Kim K just getting a fine for it, but then you got these marijuana businesses losing their whole business, families losing their lives, bro, and Kim K's just paying a fine like that, so it's just crazy.
Yeah, a measly fine just for using 170 more gallons than you should of water, which is just a crazy amount.
And like I said, you got other people who are losing their businesses over it, so it's just ridiculous.
It is. It's ridiculous, in my opinion. But I think that they're going to start taking some necessary changes to changing it, now that it's becoming more publicized.
Facts. So we got Joe Biden announcing his student loan, how he's going to pay them off, at least $10,000 worth.
Mm-hmm. He's announcing the plan tomorrow. What are your thoughts about it? It's about time?
Well, when we drop the pod, it'll probably be...
Yeah, when we drop this pod, it'll probably already have happened, but as of right now, it's supposed to have come, like, today. Like, 'cause it's 12 o'clock or whatever.
Exactly.
So it's supposed to happen today, technically.
What do I think about it?
Yeah, do you think do you think it's actually going to happen?
I think it's definitely going to happen.
Yeah.
I think it was definitely the move. I think the original plan was, like, or the original number he announced was something like freaking ridiculous, like $50,000 each. I knew that was never going to happen, but $10,000 seems reasonable.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I could definitely agree with the move. What do you got to say? What do you got to say about it? Excuse me.
I guess that in a sense that they needed to find a way to do something to solve this problem, or at least attempt to try to begin solving it, because there's too many people that were dealing with this problem. Let's be real, all the doctors of America right now, and the next generation of doctors, every single one of them is dealing with student loans. We're not going to have no doctors, let's be real. By the time we're up there, no matter if we can afford it or not, there might not be any good doctors left to perform surgeries on us when we're old or shit like that. Because all of them are not going to be, they're choosing not to be doctors anymore because they have to pay $80,000 in student loans,
of course,
in order to become a doctor. Your dream could be to become a doctor. Okay, I want to become a doctor, but it's immediately the average person
or a lawyer.
Or you can't even become something like that because it becomes so expensive because you can't afford the student
law
loan
school,
debt.
medical
Let's be real.
school.
If it might be originally $80K in student loans, but then by the time you're doing that shit and interest and all that,
it adds up.
It's like it's like $200K. You're basically $200K in the hole because you wanted to be a doctor.
So, do you think this is a good move?
I think it's a good move to begin doing something to start getting rid of some student loans. Start eliminating some of them. Let's be real. For some people, $10K is only going to get rid of a little bit for them.
Of course, but it's a lot in the grand scheme of things.
In the grand scheme of things, $10K is going to move the needle for a lot of people.
Exactly.
So I think you got to respect it. Is it? I don't know if financially for the country or whatever. Like, I don't know how that works, or if it's going to be good, like how it's going to fuck with inflation and shit like that. They're just kind of writing off money nowadays. You know, Biden's just doing whatever. So let's be real. I don't know where they're getting the money to do this because, like I said, we're already in debt.
They have the plan.
But I guess they got a
plan.
They
had the economic plan. They had it already set up.
They really don't. But but at the same time, you know, they needed to do something. So I'm interested to see what Joe Biden does. And if it's bad, it's going to get reversed, you know, so I'm not worried about it.
Perfect. Like I said, I can agree with it, and there's only more good things to come out of this. You ready to get in the next topic?
Yeah.
So we got the former detective admitting to helping mislead a judge into authorizing the raid for Breonna Taylor's apartment that led to her killing. What do you have to say about it?
I think that it's crazy that we can have something like this happen. I don't think that it's right that, when any kind of deception or misleading thing happens to me, that's just like, it's just another word of saying a lie. So let's be real. Anytime a lie happens, in it, whatever situation, whatever other events happen, they happened. All I'm saying is that the initial lie that happened to get the warrant or whatever the case may be, that that played a role in the whole situation happening, and that's sad to me.
Of course, I can agree with that.
It's sad that a lie, a lie that happened because of an agenda of a person's own agenda or whatever, that ultimately led to this happening. And to me, that's pretty sad. And I think that ultimately the repercussions that this detective is going to face is going to be harsh, very harsh, and it should be harsh, because I think that that's a perfect form of corruption. That's taking your personal biases and harming at the time an innocent life, I guess, to a certain extent. You know what I'm saying? And because of this detective lying and misleading a judge, this is what caused the death. You know what I mean? It's real. There were other events that led to it as well, but this also played a role into it, because they might have not.
This played a huge role.
They might have not gotten into the place at all in the first place. If let's be real, they didn't get, this judge didn't lie. They might have not been able to ever get that warrant.
Well, the detective.
The detective didn't lie to the judge.
Exactly.
Then the judge would have never gave the warrant. They might have never went into the house, which means they might have never shot nobody. So things could have been a lot different, and that's the most sad part about it for me, because
that innocent person wouldn't have had to lose their life.
Exactly, and I think regardless of what happens, anytime that has to happen is sad. You know what I mean? But I think that the detective is gonna get a harsh punishment, and deservedly so. That's
as he should.
As she should. I think it was a she.
Or a she.
Yeah, it was a she detective.
As she should.
Exactly.
She should.
What were your thoughts on it?
I can definitely agree that the detective should get harsh punishments. However, I do believe that the raid was eventually going to happen.
That's true.
But
probably going to happen regardless.
Maybe Breonna Taylor wouldn't have been there when it happened. Or
the shot, the shooting wouldn't happen.
Exactly. But I remember the shooting happened because it was a no-knock warrant. And then the guy, her boyfriend, grabbed a gun and shot at a police officer. So then naturally the police officer is going to shoot back.
Yeah.
And then that's just the end of the day what happened.
And that's, like I said, there's other events that go into it, like I said, but it's sad knowing that they wouldn't ever went in the first place if the detective didn't cap.
Exactly. And
that's the sad part.
And like I said, would Breonna Taylor been that day if they would have raided the house
the next morning, who knows? Could have been at work. God knows. Things would have been a lot different. Woulda, shoulda, coulda, I guess.
But all we know is that we're facing with the reality that the detective lied to get the warrant, and Breonna Taylor is now gone.
Exactly. Moving on to the next thing, we got Andrew Tate. This is somebody who's been growing in popularity, I guess, for being on TikTok and other social media platforms for, I guess, misogynistic, some would say, speech, and just, I guess, it's been becoming
motivational.
Most known for motivating the youth, you'll say young men to embrace their masculinity and such like that. He's most known for giving his opinions on women and shit like that. And but now he's not going to be giving much opinions anymore on women or anybody in general, because he's been banned from social media.
All social media platform.
And it's funny because he's been banned on TikTok and such like that. He had an Instagram because he posted on there, but he never had his TikTok. He was most famous on there.
Me personally, I think this is a bad move, because then it just says that all of these companies are just working together and they'll just be able to ban anyone that they don't like. And it's horrible.
I think it's bad because, let's be real, do I agree with some things Andrew Tate says? Yes, I think that he makes some really valid points. Do I think he makes all good points? No. But I think he does make some valid points.
Exactly.
And just because a few people or maybe even a lot of people disagree with some of the things he says,
doesn't mean he should be banned from every single platform.
Exactly.
Just because he has a difference of an opinion.
And he got banned just like that. Snap of fingers, he was banned from everything. That's crazy.
I think it's possible for Andrew Tate or any individual who's saying something outlandish or whatever should be banned off of a single platform, or maybe like since like Facebook and Instagram are owned by the same person, maybe they could be banned off Facebook and Instagram, but be banned off everything entirely. It's just ridiculous. It's just ridiculous.
It's ridiculous in my opinion, and I think that this whole banning instantly just because of it's one thing if you actually do something wrong on the platform and you're promoting hate speech or you're bullying or some shit like that. I understand that, but you're literally being banned from social media just for stating your opinion, and it's not even like he's been saying it in a bad way.
That's what I'm saying.
He's literally been getting behind a mic on his podcast or other people's podcasts and saying, I think that men drive cars better than women. That's just that's kind of what's one thing he would say. And me personally, I don't know.
Do you 100% agree with that? Maybe not.
Maybe not 100% agree with that, but that's just one of the things he says. But do I think that somebody should be banned from all social media for saying that if they do actually agree with it? No.
Exactly.
So and so I think that's the ridiculous part about this whole thing. I don't think he should be banned from social media just because of his opinions.
Facts.
We got you ready to move on to the newest news in gaming?
Oh yeah, for sure. We got Twitch partners being able to stream now on other platforms, including YouTube, Facebook.
This is a good move. This is a really good move, I think, for gaming streamers. Not just gaming streamers, but streamers in general. Let's be real, a lot of people are trying to partner with Twitch up nowadays, and they're trying to find a way to move their content to the live streaming platforms. It's something that we could be looking to, as well, moving into doing in the future.
It's crazy, though, because they've gotten a lot of scrutiny in the past because they weren't able to do such things like this. As we know, Nick Merckx, one of the most popular Warzone streamers, was trying to stream with his buddy, Dr. Disrespect, but then Dr. Disrespect got banned off of Twitch, so he wasn't able to stream with Dr. Disrespect.
Exactly.
And it was horrible. You weren't able to see that great duo.
Exactly. I think it's a good move. Let's be real. I think Twitch has a great thing going, and they just need to keep their people happy, keep the audience happy, and that means you have to keep your content creators happy. And because of how this situation is going, you're going to have to allow your content creators to stream on other platforms. And the way that they did it was good because, first of all, if you could stream on multiple platforms at the same time, let's say if you could stream on Twitch and YouTube at the same time, that's OP right there. Because then you could have 20K viewers on Twitch and 20K on YouTube. That when we making double the money, but they said you can't do that.
Yeah,
you can stream on Twitch, and then if you get off Twitch, then you can get on YouTube. And I like that because that makes being a Twitch partner, it still holds its value because you can't just stream on both
at the same time.
But let's just say you want to go and get with your. Let's say Dr. Disrespect wants to stream with somebody else, like Nick Merckx or whatever, boom, he can do that. He can go from multiple platforms. He can do whatever he needs to do. And any streamer can do that now, any Twitch partner streamer. So I think that's a good move. And I think that is great for Twitch streamers. And I think that is great for upcoming content creators. And I think it's a good move for Twitch. And it's great for other streaming platforms. I know that they're probably happy because Twitch is number one right now at the end of the day. But
YouTube gaming us.
But this is going to open the door for them
to be on top.
And no, but then for them to actually maybe stop being competitors and start working with each other more.
Maybe.
And maybe we're going to start seeing streaming platforms come together like Twitch and YouTube start working together. And let's be real. Anytime we see that happen, we've seen it with gaming and we saw it with Call of Duty. When they come together, they're much better than competing.
Facts.
When these companies come together and they start bringing their ideas to the table together, this is more money. This is more brain power. This is when the real things happen. So I think it's a good move.
I definitely can agree with that.
Exactly.
So next, we got Nate Shot, co-owner of 100 Thieves, one of the biggest gaming organizations in the world right now. Was featured in an ad for the PGA Tour with Tiger Golf.
Tiger Woods.
I mean, my bad. I don't know why I said Tiger Golf. Sorry. Tiger Woods, one of the best golfers to ever play.
Exactly.
Tiger Woods, a legend. I said
Exactly.
Tiger Golf. That was hilarious.
Yeah.
But yeah, Tiger Woods, legend. Previously, Nate Shot has been in a Warzone commercial as well as a Super Bowl commercial for Rockstar.
Mm-hmm.
What are we thinking about his latest moves with Tiger Woods?
It's a cool move.
Cool moves? Is that all we got to say?
It's a cool move. I mean, let's be real. It's a good move for Nay's shot. I think it shows that content creators are moving up. I think it's cool that somebody that was working for 100 Thieves as the content creator, and he's the OG of it, the owner, but he started that up, and now working with probably the most high-profile athlete, potentially up there with like LeBron of the 2000s era. You know what I mean? Of the 2000s, even the 2010s as well. I mean, this is Tiger Woods. He's carried the face of golf for probably my entire lifetime.
Does this open the opportunity for esports to collaborate in the future with big name sports as well as football and basketball?
It does. Of course it does. They've already started those collaborations processes in the works. They've already started those collaborations. This is just another example of another one.
Well, I mean, like, not necessarily with players, but with actually the leagues themselves.
Oh yeah, we're gonna keep seeing that with the leagues themselves. We're gonna start seeing teams collaborate. We're gonna start seeing 100 Thieves and PGA collaborations. We're gonna start seeing 100 Thieves collaborate with the NBA. We're going to start seeing all kinds of stuff like that.
Are we going to start seeing professional FIFA players collab with national soccer teams, national clubs? I mean, not national clubs, but clubs, soccer clubs.
We're already seeing soccer clubs sign their own individual esports players. Orlando City has their own, even European teams like Chelsea and Arsenal and such, they are signing their own players. So let's be real, it's getting bigger and bigger, and they're already doing that, so we don't know where they're going from here, but they're going to continue to make more lucrative deals. And let's be real, those esports athletes are becoming – we're going to drop that esports label pretty soon, and they're just going to be about as high profile as normal athletes. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? But it's not quite our generation that's going to be for, but the next generation.
Speaking of esports and the competitive scene, we got people betting on streamers to win games.
I like it.
Let's talk about the pros and cons that come with it.
I like that. First of all, I think that it could be a good move. I think that betting on streamers could be good. I think it's going to be a good interactive experience, and I think that it could be really a lucrative business. However, I think that there's a lot of corruption that could come with it.
Exactly. People could be forfeiting games on purpose.
I think that you shouldn't just be able to bet on random games that, like, let's just say random stream games, like a random Tuesday.
That's exactly what I said. I believe, like, they should be tournament-type based games.
Exactly. Let's just say, like, CDL. You should have been able to bet on LA Thieves winning.
Exactly.
I should have been able to bet on that. Like, you know what I mean? If you
Pro Warzone tournament, you should be able to bet on Aiden winning.
Exactly.
Scump.
That's coming, and that's what's coming real soon. They're already gonna be. That's gonna come real soon. Let's be real. People are watching those competitions just like it's a Super Bowl or other athletics. You know what I mean? And people want to bet on those things. People love betting on sports. People are going to want to bet on esports. You know what I mean? That's just what it is.
Of course.
If you're watching something, like if I was watching CDL, I would want to, let me throw 10 on LA Thieves. Right now they're smoking them. You know what I mean? Let me throw 10 on them. Like, you're going to want to do that. And let's be real, they're not throwing those games, so it's not like you don't have to worry about them throwing it like a random game would in some random Tuesday.
And that's teams, though. We're talking about individual streamers' performances.
Even if it was a Warzone tournament and it was a solo tournament and I could bet on a tournament where you're
exactly.
But the thing, you can only do it for a tournament because you know that you're not going to just quit a tournament.
Exactly, or forfeit or not give your best performance.
Exactly, you're going to give your best performance. We know that.
Exactly.
So but let's be real, the only way you can do it is for a tournament, and it's like as simple as that. The only way you can do this is if you do it for tournaments.
So betting on streamers in general could be a good thing.
I think that it's coming in the future. It's crazy to me that they haven't already done that. Because these betting sites, they'll let you bet on anything. So it's coming in the future. I know it is. Yeah, it's coming real soon.
Was that it? That's it.
An hour and 30 minutes. That was a good one.
Hour and a half. That was a good one.
Yeah. You ready to wrap this one up?
Yeah, I bet. Ready to wrap it up.
Well, this is episode 15 of the Shooter Straight podcast. We got a lot of big things coming soon. Hopefully we got another episode coming this week. We're not gonna, like I said, we gotta stay tuned to our Instagram. We're gonna probably drop who our interview could be coming soon this week. We're gonna drop it on our Instagram this week. So follow us on the Instagram, subscribe, like, and comment, everything like that.
Shoot It Straight.
Exactly. Comment on the YouTube what you thought, any of the takes of the episode, any of your opinions and all of that. And then continue to run it up. And we'll be back hopefully this week for another episode.
Continue with the feedback. We love to see it. Comment what was your favorite thing about that episode. And continue to run up the reels on Instagram. Again, our biggest reel hit about, 35K?
It's probably a little even more now.
Now it's probably going to eventually hit 40,000. So keep running it up, and we'll continue to grow, and we'll see you soon.
Exactly. So with all that being said, we're going to wrap this one up. We got episode 15 of the podcast. I'm Zach.
And I'm Blue.
And we'll continue to shoot it straight way, and we'll see y'all next time.
Exactly. Continue straight. We'll see y'all soon.
Peace.
Peace.